day after Chief Justice Rana called on the protesting legal practitioners to resolve the standoff through dialogue, chiefs of 8 constitutional commissions too have floated the alternative of talks to resolve the issue. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court debacle took a new turn as 5 of the agitating justices decided to return to work, while 4 of them heard cases other than habeas corpus. Good morning, I'm Sarah Chitrakar and these are the headlines of the hour. In a twist to the Supreme Court standoff, 4 justices resume work at the Supreme Court. Law practitioners and Nepal Bar to continue their protest until Friday. CIAA shows conspicuous silence on big corruption cases highlighted by the Auditor General and Parliamentary Committee. Suicide bombers target the Ugandan capital Kampala, killing at least 3 people and injuring over 30 others. And Netherlands qualified Qatar World Cup with a hard-fought win over Norway. Wales hold Belgium for a draw to secure playoff berth at home ground. In a twist to the ongoing Supreme Court debacle, 4 justices of the Supreme Court resumed their work yesterday. 13 other justices who have been demanding the resignation of Chief Justice Cholendra Samsher Rana have also hinted of resuming work on condition that benches are allotted by drawing lots from the full court in a bid to reform the judiciary. Justice Tej Bahadur Kesi, Bamkumar Shrestha, Kumar Regmi and Manoj Kumar Sharma returned to regular bench yesterday. The 13 other justices, meanwhile, had held a meeting with officials of Nepal Bar Association and Supreme Court Bar Association. They have emphasized on the need to end the ongoing stalemate at the earliest. According to a participating justice, the meeting dwelt on the possibility of attending benches related to habeas corpus, along with withdrawal, pending and settlement. Meanwhile, the meeting of officials of Nepal Bar Association held yesterday evening has decided to continue protest program until Friday. Likewise, the association has also urged the Prime Minister to call the meeting of Constitutional Council, excluding the Chief Justice, to address the ongoing stalemate seen in the judiciary. The bar also decided to collect all the disputed verdicts issued by Chief Justice Cholendra Samsher Rana. 8 commissions, including the National Human Rights Commission, have urged stakeholders to provide a way out of the current deadlock at the Supreme Court and safeguard citizens' rights to justice. The commissions have also urged concerned units to create an environment for regular hearing of cases and to end the ongoing stalemate through talks and dialogues. Chairmen and members of the 8 commissions issued a joint statement yesterday urging for a constitutional and a legal solution to the current deadlock, highlighting that the continuous dispute could affect constitution and democracy. Assistant Secretary of State of South and Central Asia Affairs Donald Lu is arriving in Nepal for a 3-day visit. Sources at the Foreign Ministry have said that the visiting delegation led by Assistant Secretary of State Donald Lu will dwell on Millennium Challenge Corporation or MCC agenda. In recent time, the multi-billion-dollar MCC agreement has been a bone of contention circulating the national political affairs. The deal that was signed in 2017 is yet to be ratified by the Parliament, and the issue has lingered ever since. There was also widespread debate over the endorsement of the MCC bill during the previous KP Sharma Oli-led administration. MCC Vice President Fatima Sumar, during her visit to Nepal in September, and MCC headquarters itself had expressed concern over the delay in the endorsement of the bill. Assistant Secretary of State Donald Lu is scheduled to call on Prime Minister Sher Bahadur Deuba, Foreign Minister Narayan Khadka, Home Minister Balkrishna Khand, among high-profile leaders. Majority of the country's economic indicators have reported negative index. The balance of payments are in deficit compared to the last year, while foreign currency reserve has also gone down. According to Nepal Rashtra Bank, the country's balance of payments is at a deficit of 76.14 billion rupees, while the balance of payment was at surplus of 101.09 billion rupees this time around last fiscal year. Experts have attributed the deficit to a decrease in remittance and tourist arrival and rising trade deficit. This has also affected the foreign currency reserve. According to the central bank, the foreign currency reserve that stood at 13.99 billion rupees at around mid-June this year has gone down to 13.19 billion rupees by the end of the first quarter of the fiscal year. Meanwhile, remittance has gone down by 7.6% to 239 billion rupees. It has been understood that the Commission for the Investigation of Abuse of Authority has been turning blind eye towards cases of large-scale corruption. The authority has left corruption cases worth 6 billion rupees forwarded by the Office of the Auditor General and Parliamentary Committee to pending. The Public Accounts Committee some 3 years ago had recommended the Commission for the Investigation of Abuse of Authority (CIAA) to initiate investigation on financial irregularity worth 4 billion rupees in the procurement of wide-bodied aircraft. However, the authority has yet to conduct an investigation, citing the lack of detail on the aircraft. In another case, the authority bent to political pressure, sending the file of Nepal Oil Corporation's land procurement scandal to pending. The Office of the Auditor General had identified financial irregularity worth 134 billion rupees in the corporation's land procurement. The corporation had purchased lands in Chhapa, Sarlahi, Chitwan and Rupandehi to expand its services. The authority has also turned blind eye to infamous cases of procurement of security printing press during the then Communication Minister Gokul Baskota's term, financial irregularities reported during the procurement of health materials for the management of COVID-19 pandemic and the mishandling of government land in Kantipur's Bhimdatta municipality. Out of the 488 complaints investigated in 1 year, the authority has pushed 264 cases to pending. The pending cases include irregularities in land transactions, bribery, education sector, health and forest, among others. Experts have opined the authority has been straying away from its responsibility under the influence of political parties and leaders, and that the institution is losing its credibility. In our Public Voice segment, we had asked locals in several districts how they have found the role of Commission for the Investigation of Abuse of Authority. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Public Voice.
ठुलालाई त्यति देखिन्न, सानातिनालाई चाहिँ बढी गरेको देखियो.
सुन्ने जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई चाहिँ.
सानो माछालाई मात्र समाजिराखेको छ, ठुलो माछा त्यसै फुत्किराखेको छ.
अहिलेको जुन भूमिका छ त्यो त्यति प्रभावकारी छैन.
अहिलेसम्म कुनै पनि राम्रो काम गरेको लाग्दैन.
अख्तियारको भूमिका नै शंकास्पद छ.
जसरी गठन भएको थियो त्यो हिसाबले चाहिँ काम गर्न सकेन.
यो चाहिँ देखाउनको लागि राज्यले चाहिँ एउटा गठन गरेको निकाय जस्तो मात्र देखिएको छ.
Time now for our segment, Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Here's the question: why have the country's economic indicators gone down? The options are A, trade imbalance, B, lack of clarity in policies, and C, impact of the pandemic. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And let's move on to sports update.
Sports news.
Nepal's national women team are taking on Qatar in the second T20 match today. Nepal currently lead the three-match series 1-0 with a comprehensive 119 runs victory in the first match yesterday. The match today is slated to begin at 3:45 p.m. Nepal time. Nepal are raring to clinch their debut series with another commanding performance in the match later this afternoon. In the match yesterday, Nepal posted 146 runs with a top score of 55 runs by Indu Verma. In reply, Qatar were bowled out for a paltry 27 runs in 11.4 overs. This is the first T20 international series being played by Nepal's national women team. Both Nepal and Qatar are preparing for the World Cup qualifiers beginning in UAE from next Monday. Alongside Nepal and Qatar, the participating teams will be UAE, Hong Kong, Malaysia, Bhutan and Kuwait. The top teams will be selected for global qualifiers. The Women T20 World Cup is being played in South Africa in 2023. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.